Well, good evening. It's great to be with you tonight. And even though we're not physically together, this is kind of I guess it's a different way. And there are some cool things that happen with this kind of shelter-in-place order. One thing is my commute is a lot better, saving some money on gas. And every time I go to the movie theater, I get in the front row of the parking lot. Can't see the movie, but there are some things, if you just look at it, that are better now than they were. And it's sometimes it's hard for us to see the good when there's so much bad around us. But tonight I wanted to kind of focus on some positives that come out of these changes, having to deal with this disruption in life. One of the cool things the other Sunday, the first Sunday we did this, is I texted a buddy in Oregon, and then he got on, and his daughter, which is Kim Goss, here in Amarillo, got on, and then his other daughter in Abilene got on, and that was kind of cool. The whole family together, even though they're in 3 different cities, and I know that's happened with several different families. I know my dad got on last week, and that was really neat to see him. I told him about it, and all of a sudden I saw a comment from Tasby Guy. And so I knew that was my dad, so that was really cool. But there are some good things that come out of these kind of disruptive moments in our lives. And I was thinking, I've been doing a whole lot of IT stuff at the church, and made me think about kind of when you're diagnosing problems with electronics in particular. One of the first things, if you call into a call center or something like that, they will say, well, have you turned the machine off? Your phone or whatever it is. Have you turned it off and reset it, restarted it? And so anyway, that's kind of like a soft reset. And a lot of times that does solve some problems, but sometimes you have to go a step farther, and it's called a hard reset. And that's where you actually unplug the device. If it's your phone, you actually pull the battery. Or it's a little bit tougher with some of the newer phones that have the batteries built in. But those type of things where you unplug the device for maybe a minute or longer, a lot of times that solves some problems. It's kind of what we call a hard reset. And so those in life, those hard resets, which I think we're experiencing right now, give us time to change our perspective a little bit, to step back and to look at things in a different way and kind of to prioritize things. It really gives us a chance to look at what we've been doing and see if maybe some changes are needed. And if you're like me, a lot of the things I do are not necessarily the most important things always. It's kind of the most things that are screaming at me, the things that are noisiest. Those are the things I give attention to. And then the things that really are important, a lot of times are not screaming at me. And I wanted to kind of share a story. Keaton actually read that earlier, but it's a story about Elijah and his encounter. Now the old people will catch this. The older people, the young people have no idea. His encounter with earth, wind, and fire. So young people, ask your parents what I'm talking about. Earth, wind, and fire has a double meaning there. But anyway, he has this encounter with an earthquake, with this tornado or loud wind and fire. And it isn't until he hears a gentle whisper that he actually goes out and covers his head, and that's when God is going to speak to him. And it's kind of interesting that in our busy, crazy lives, God is in the quiet. And in those still moments, in those times where we get out on our own or get away from the busy, the hustle and bustle, all that kind of stuff, and really set out to have a devotional with Him or spend time with Him. And if you ask kind of, I know our teens, if I talk to them about Bible study, the response I always get is, I wish I had more time, but I'm just so busy. Well, hey, you've got an opportunity now. Things have become less busy for a lot of people, not everyone. Our first responders and certain people are working a lot more, but for most people, things have kind of quieted down. They may even still go to work, but they don't have games to go to or meetings and all those kind of things, and it has given us some extra time. And I wanted to read just one simple verse out of Luke 5:16, and it's actually the end of the verse, and it's just this little kind of at the end of a story that Luke puts in here, and it says, Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. And you see through his life, if you read the Gospels, you see time and time again where Jesus goes off, either after a big event or before something, or just goes out and spends time with God. And I think, boy, if Jesus needed to do that, how much more do I need to do that? So I really want to implore us all to take this opportunity to really spend more time with God reading his word and more time in prayer. And I think that we will really benefit from these kind of things during this tough time that hopefully will carry on to when life kind of goes back to normal. But that's my message tonight. I really encourage you to get into the Word, take this opportunity to spend some more time with God and make the most of this opportunity. Thank you. Good evening.